All right, we're going to look at a couple more examples of evaluating deductive arguments with those Euler diagrams. So we are given two premises. The first premise is that all firefighters know CPR. We are also given that Jill knows CPR. And so we're looking to see if we can conclude, if this is a valid argument, and can conclude that Jill is a firefighter. So if we draw a diagram, we could start we know that all firefighters know CPR. So if we have a piece of our circle here of all the people that know CPR, then we know that the firefighters will fall right inside of that. So we could say the F for firefighters. So again, the firefighters are a subset of all the people that know CPR. So Jill knows CPR. So that means that Jill could either be in that big circle, not inside F, or she could be inside of F. We are not sure of where she has to live. So that conclusion that Jill is a firefighter, there's nothing that forces us to put her inside of that green circle there. And so we can say that this is going to be an invalid argument. The only way that we get valid is if it's for sure that that's the only place where she could be. And since we have that she could be inside that firefighter circle, or which is inside the CPR, because she does know CPR, or she could be just inside the CPR circle right outside of the firefighter one. So we say again that that is invalid. All right, for this next part, we have our two premises here. The first one is that if you live in Seattle, you live in Washington. The second premise is that Marcus does not live in Seattle. Again, we're trying to see if this is a valid argument or not. That can we conclude that Marcus does not live in Washington? So from the first premise, we know that if you live in Seattle, so let's say these are the people that live in Seattle, it says that if you live in there, then you live in Washington. So that means all those people would have to be inside a bigger circle, and we'll say that that's our Washington. So that's all the people that live in Washington. Now we know that Marcus doesn't live in Seattle, so he's not going to live inside here. So he's going to live either right outside of that Seattle circle, or he could live outside of that Washington circle. We're not sure. So again, anytime that we're not sure of where this X has to be, that means that we have an invalid argument.